Hello and welcome to my TBR for the next 4 months, including July and August. So, what I'm doing for a different change of pace is that I'm going to try and make smaller TBRs so that what I read and I set out to read in a month, I actually read in a month. I know. What a shock! Somebody's trying to time out their TBRs to actually be read. So, as such, I have combined theming for 2 month chunks so that, I can just read whatever I'm feeling like and have a full shelf of them. So, this is my shelf of both this month, which is July, and August, which is GARBAugust. And because I like reading trashy books all year round, I figured might as well just trash it up and then read from both. Loomis, fine. There you go. You're in here. Are you happy, Loomis? You crying, baby? You crying, baby? So you will see some stuff that is more suited for Geology July in here, which is one of the reading events that I'm participating in this month as well. So just keep that in mind. So let's get into it. So first off, my library books that I have set out. These I'm both going to read in August. This is Lord Toad by Jeff Grubb. This is supposed to be like a comedy villain novel in the Dragonlance series. I read one of these last month, and I actually really loved them, so I'm really excited to read this one, which is supposed to be the comedic, silly version of this series. And it's about this like bumbling hobgoblin. You know me, love the goblins of the hob variety. And then, I don't know if anyone else knew this, but there is a Crow, which is a comic book character, tie-in novel by Billy Martin. So I was like, what? And amazingly, my freaking library still had a copy. So I was like, what? Really? You had one of these? So yeah, this is an original novel written to tie in with The Crow by Billy Martin. And I was like, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. And The Crow is like perfect because he's like the ultimate, like, gothic writer. Especially if you read anything like Lost Souls and anything like that, like the goth stylings are there, so that's like perfect for The Crow. Do you also want in? You can come in. No, I didn't want you to come in. All right, Rocco's in here too. You want to come in? All right. Why am I even closing the door at this point? The troublemakers are in. Wisteria and freaking Nami aren't going to come in and cause problems. It's literally these guys. They cause all the problems. Anyways, it's fine. Now let's get into the other ones. So the two that I'm like, I don't want to insult Criminale if he sees this because he'll be like, how dare you read Ed McBain during GARBAugust? And no, I found both of these in the 25-cent bin, and they're both trying to be read this month because I know that like Ed McBain books were literally released as giallos in Italy with the yellow paperbacks back in the day. So there's one called Till Death, which is an 87th Precinct novel, and whatever the hell this is. I don't fucking know. So yeah, those are the two that are specifically giallo centered, and cats already get stuck in bags. This is why I didn't bring you in. Rocco, what do you have to say for yourself? He's like, I ain't strapping no bags. I'm just a cool little dude. You know what? You're right. Can I pet you? He's a good boy. Who's a good boy? Oh, he's being so sweet. Normally he bites me. Anyways, back to the thing you're watching, bitch. Then I have a few short story collections. It came from the drive-in. I mean, I figured because it's like it came from the page, I might as well do it came from the drive-in. Here is a weird graphic novel / novel. Like it's like there's a lot of pictures in it, but like it's a lot of words too. And this is Among Madmen, Everyone Goes Insane. Rust, which is I actually read a little bit of this on my Patreon for the GARBAugust Taste Test blog that I did there, and I quite liked it. This is one of the Dark Sun novels, which is a D&D module, like, or universe. I don't know exactly what you would call it. That was supposed to be very Mad Max inspired and had a little bit of some maybe not things that would hold up in the modern day, so they don't do this story anymore. So I'm kind of interested to explore the more problematic history of Dungeons and Dragons. Here is a tie-in novel for a I guess it's like a tabletop role-playing game that I'd never heard of before called Dark Matter, and there was a bunch of tie-in books released for it, and it sounded cool. It's very X-Files-y, and I don't know much about it other than that. Hunter S. Thompson's Hell's Angels. I didn't think I would like this, but I actually read a little bit of this for the GARBAugust taste test vlog, and I actually really liked it. So I was like, haha. Here is a Robocop thing. Robocops. The only thing I hate more than cups is Robocops. Phantom Lover, which is the kind of thing that like every single person was reading last year for GARBAugust. So like I gotta join in and be like, oh, I'm part of the club. Then this is a book that I bought because Crystal had it on her TBR for a few GARBAugusts ago, and other reasons. I meant to read it, and I asked her if she enjoyed it, and she's like, actually, I never finished it. So, I guess I'll read Silver Glass for reasons for the plot. In Deep, which is a tie-in novel to Law and Order. Why? Why did someone make this? They made it for me, even though I didn't know about it till recently. This is a Star Trek novel, The Entropy Effect. There's like a serial killer and stuff in that one. I don't know. Here is a full-on graphic novel, Starhawks, and I just like how it's in this like very weird style. Like, what's going on there? Rocco, can you tell me what's going on here? He don't care. He's Rocco. Oh, hey, it's Loomis. Loomis, can you tell me what's going on here? No. He has no opinions. He has no opinions. One that I'm currently working on is Frenzy, the Mutant Chronicles. Next up, we have, here, we'll do another one that I grabbed into on my GARBAugust taste test vlog, which is The Year of the Boar, bitch. This is like a sci-fi hospital story with a flying frickin' sauropod. Count me in. Cats have no lord, as we have seen at the start of this video. Binary Star, bitch. This is like 2 novels, and I think I read a little bit of the Terry last year, but I don't know. I've always kind of wanted to read this one. Weird Hardy's Boys. The Alien Fact, bitch. This is some lady who is part of, 2000 AD. And she's a vampire. She's like a space vampire. I don't know. She looks cool. I'm all for space vampires. Here is a tie-in novel to the Spider-Man video game that was from a few years ago. That's a great video game, so I'm interested to read that. Here is a Ravenloft, which is another kind of universe in Dungeons and Dragons lore that is specifically focused on fantasy horror stuff. So this is one of those. This is a book about killer moths. Don't need to say anything more about that. Here is one of my Warhammer. Like, this is not really Warhammer. So this is Blood Bowl, which is like, it's like fantasy football, but like everyone dies and there's like orcs and like it's bloody and people rampage and stuff. I don't know. It looks really cool. I had no idea they made novels for it though. This is a thrilling adventure. So this is one of those games where it's like a fighting fantasy game. So you play, you like make a character and then you like roll through all the situations and you like, it's like choose your own adventure and dice rolling. And this one you get to be like a giant creature. So I'm going to definitely read that because I'm going to be reading some giant monster stuff for my Patreon reading event, which is Kai July. This is a novelization of a Warhammer video game I didn't even know existed. The game or the novelization. This is Dark Future, which is another Mad Max inspired thing. I actually have all of them except for 2 now, which I'm very excited about. And then last but not least for this chunk, Battle Source, the Rampage at Waterloo, bitch. Which is, I think it's like, that's how you defeat Napoleon. Or is that Napoleon? I don't know. Someone has dinosaurs, and I'm excited. Next up is for a few reading events. So Kelsey so this is for September and October. So Kelsey every year on her Patreon, she has a Patreon reading event where she reads a bunch of Carnival books. That is only going on for 1 month. But I do have a bunch of Carnival books to read nonetheless. And then her mainstream event, her big time event, which is coming soon, is Halloween-a-thon, and that is the Halloween readathon. So I have a whole bunch of books that I've been meaning to read for Halloween, but I'm also putting in some stuff for reading in September. Basically, the idea is read as much of this in September as I can, and then maybe add in more if I get through all this for Halloween. But in the more likely category, because I'm going to be away for a little bit of Halloween because my sister is getting married. How dare she? Just kidding. That's a joke. I just have a bunch of stuff to read and get as far into it as I can. So first off, something I'm going to start immediately in September. I don't care that it's October. It is October Dreams. This is that big, giant freaking short story collection that I've been kind of pounding at many a year, and I never freaking finish it, so I'm like, grrr. One that I'm reading for the Carnival, which is Kelsey's Patreon readathon, is Halloween Land, because this works out perfectly, because at the end of September, Kelsey's other event, Halloween-a-thon, is starting. So it's super awesome that I can get one that's also Carnival's themed. So it's both Halloween and Carnival themed. Perfect for this in-between month of September. Some other Carnival ones. I have Dreamland, which is huge. I don't know. I've never read a Garfield Reeves Stephen book, but I'm gonna nail, bitch. I'm gonna nail. And then I think those are the only ones that I have that are very specific Carnival related, because it is only a week. I do have one of these goose pimples. No, not goose pimples. One Day at Horrorland. That's the other one. So I do have this old school Goosebumps book, which I've never ever read, but that's also like a Carnival thing. So I have a bunch of Goosebumps here. Because I'm going to send these to somebody but I forget which one she wants. So I just put all these in here to read for little ones for Halloween and get pumped for that. And also for, whatevs. Whatevs. Other stuff we got in here. I've got some, I don't know why, I'm just like feeling like right near the end of August, early September. So these are the ones that I'm going to be like starting the soonest. Are going to be like these like weird Summer is Over Monstrum books, because I have that, and then I also have Bone Grinder, which I also want to read. And they both I'm pretty sure they both take place near the end of summer. I might be wrong about the Montauk Monster, I don't know, but I know this one definitely does take place near the end of summer. A classic Halloween tale that I've never read, Ray Bradbury's Something Wicked This Way Comes. Gil's All Fright Diner. Ooh. I think this is just like a fun little monster things that has a bunch of weird stuff in it. I don't know. I found that one in a little free library. This one I've been reading forever. This is Headhunter by Michael Slade, which is the start of a very long-running series. I might actually start this month, too, because this also very much fits in with Geology July. So maybe I'll do that for this one. I don't know. Then there is The Basil of Baker Street, which is what The Great Mouse Detective was based on, and this was gifted to me by Kelsey from Simon Slasher, so I'm like, if I'm doing two of our events, I'm going to read a book that's sent to me from above by her. Then I have Brian Keene's Conqueror Worms. I don't know. I heard it's bad. I'm pretty sure Kitty read it once and it was terrible, but I gotta see. And then there's Simon Clarke, The Tower, which I've never read a Simon Clarke book, but I read a short story by him in a short story collection, and it was wild, and I wanted to read some of the ones that I have. So let's hope The Tower is good. Apparently Bentley Little thinks it is, but I've never read any of his books either. Ooh. And then last, of course, there's going to be some Warhammy. This is actually from the Warhammer horror line, and this is Unholy. This is a bind-up of a few novels. So what's interesting is I actually did read the one novel in here. I didn't realize I had owned it, and then I bought the audiobook, and I read it last year. It was good, but yeah. Whoa, look at that artwork, the oubliette. Oh my god, wait, do I have that one too? I don't know, but whatevs. Yeah, so I'm excited to read this. Oh no, here you go. Yeah, The Bookkeeper's Skull is what I read last year, and it was really good, but yeah, so whatevs. One second, I'm going to reorganize this and come back for the last bit. Okay, so the last little bit in here, I want to read another of the In Search of books, which is by, oh goodness gracious, Raymond T. McNally and Radu Orfarescu. Technically, they didn't do all of them. I read In Search of Dracula, which is like the classic one, and then I've read In Search of Frankenstein, which was only done by one of them. I forget which one. And then this one they reteamed together to do In Search of Dr. Jekyll and Dr. Jekyll and Dr. Hyde. No, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And since I finally read that book, I'm very excited to crack into that. And then I have some Monster Tales, the Chumash, which I'm pretty sure is probably like fairly offensive, but oh well. A classic that I haven't read. I've actually never read any of the Valancourt reprint physical copies. So this is the first one that I found recently, and it's Gwen and Green. And I don't remember people liking this one very much, but I don't know. What do you think, Loomis? Oh, I have no opinion. I'm a cat. Fair enough. Some vampire stuff. Vampire in Moscow. And it just has the greatest cover ever, which is the hammer and sickle. We can take it out a vampire. Oh, I love it. I can't wait to read that. And then this is a short story collection from Vampire the Masquerade. And then I have two Universal Horror stuff in there. Oh, wow. Mystery, I didn't know you came in. What's up, girl? What's up? She don't care. I have two Universal Horror stuff that I want to get into, which is The Return of Evil, which is the first one in this series. And this is like a kid's book series that is Universal Monsters, but with Jekyll. And then there was the Dark Horse. What's up, dude? There was the Dark Horse original novels for Universal, and this is one of them. This is the Frankenstein book as well. Now, as you can see at the end here, as we get to the very bottom of the book cart, if you notice, this is only half filled up because half of this is Christmas stuff and icy materials. And it's only half filled up because this is for a event that I believe has not been publicly named, so I can't name it, but there is a super secret Christmassy and other holiday event coming in the future that I don't believe has been formally announced, so I can't say anything about it, but it does exist, and I have already made my TBR for it, because I'm a wackadoo. And then this part is all empty, because my own reading event, which I have not planned or made, and I just right now, as we recorded this, today, decided I'm making it public, is going to be Novelization November. So this is going to be Novelization November, and which is my now public readathon, which I'm going to announce soon, like in a more flary way. That's all focused on reading novelization and tie-in books for the month of November. So I'm making that public. I made it Patreon only last year, but it's public this year. So that will be a thing there. And this is my stuff for an unnamed reading event. Which who couldn't be making it? You definitely couldn't tell. They definitely have not been mentioned a bajillion times during this video. So this is a book that looks like there's ice, and it looks like this cave is a mouth. I don't fucking know. I'm interested. This is a Big Feats book. And I don't know, it's like Snowy Man. So it's like the Abominable Snowman, but it says Bigfoot here, so I don't know. But it's snow. So you know what that means. Here's a giant one that I hope to start in late November, so I actually get to it. This is December, which is supposed to be a great book, but it's freaking giant. It's actually not that long. Well, it's 600 pages. That's too long for a book of this size, but it's supposed to be a really good book, so I need to read that. Darkness and Ice. Oh my goodness. I feel like this makes it every single winter TBR I make, but it's Nazi zombies. Actually, sorry, it's Nazi vampires, I guess, vampies. Whatevs. They're all evil. I hate them. Rick Hatula's Winter Wake, and you're like, damn, why's this skeleton got all this hair? But where's he bleeding from? What is going on? I don't know, it's like a wintry thing. Early Graves. I don't know much about it. Here's 2 short story collections that I always try to get to and never do. The 12 Crimes of Christmas and The 12 Frights of Christmas, bitch. This is a Warhammer novel because, of course, it is. Who do you think you're talking to? Somebody with taste? I don't think so, bitch. This is Ice God, which is an Imperial Guard novel. And then Hellwinter, The Hellwinter Gate, which is a Space Wolves novel. And I hate the Space Wolves, but I like the author, so fuck it. Then I'm reading this one, which is an Arkham horror tie-in called The Bootlegger's Dance. And it actually is apparently set near Christmas. So I'm like, that's cool. And look at those little things. Wow, wow. Oh my god, it's an evil creature. See, even Loomis is afraid. Look at it. It's coming for you. It's Christmas. You don't care. And then, of course, the all-timer, the Christmas miracle of Christmassy stuff that everyone always reads, and I've never read because I've never had a physical copy, and I've always wanted to read it physically. Krampus the Yule Lord, the one where Santa Claus is ripped and everyone loves him, but also Krampus is there. And I know for a fact people want to bone Krampus too, so this is a holiday classic by Bram that I've never read, so I'm really excited to get to that. So yeah, that's my TBR for the next 4 months. This was a chaotic video that no one will like, as usual. So prepare for that announcement about Novelization November that I just decided to do now. And then have yourself a day, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. I'm rooting for good. Bye, bitch.